You could be left to pay for this.
Is that even legal?
You could be working out a way to pay for this yourself.
I know I shouldn't.
In this video, I'm gonna go over 7 ways insurance companies are cheating homeowners when it comes to storm restoration insurance claims. We're gonna discuss those claims on houses that comes after the hail, storm, wind, hurricanes, flood, and what insurance companies are doing or not doing to not pay you the proper amount. Let's go. First, very obvious denying claim altogether. I've seen it too many times. Insurance adjuster comes to the job site, sees the obvious, sees the damage, and tells you that there's no damage. One of the reasons it's happening because they see how big of liability the house could be. Happens a lot to very old houses. For example, I'm in Minneapolis. A couple of years ago, we have a property here, rental property for our regular client when I still was a roofing contractor, and we have a date just a couple of weeks ago. Huge storm came through Minneapolis. We see the damage, we see the gutters, we see the shingles flying all over, but the reason they did not want to open that claim because the siding was asbestos siding. And you know, the moment you touch that siding, you will owe for entire replacement because it's impossible to fix asbestos siding. So insurance companies are not stupid. So when they see the damage, it could be clay roof that's discontinued, it could be discontinued shingles, it could be very old siding or very old property, they're gonna try to deny it altogether and you will have to fight. But they also know that many homeowners will not fight, and if they deny it in the first place, most likely homeowners will pay out of pocket what insurance companies should cover in the first place. So if you feel like insurance company denied you wrongfully, it's your right to request a second or third inspection. In our case, in the job I just mentioned, we ended up settling for $68,000 with the insurance company, but it took a few more inspections and finally insurance company agreed to the damage.
State Farm has rates to fit your budget.
Number 2, approving claims but making it sound like a big deal. Oftentimes I see adjusters, agents will cut a check and they will make it sound like they're paying you a lot of money. For example, my father-in-law years ago got claim approved, and right there on the spot we have insurance adjuster who was from Texas. He did not know Minnesota claims, and he wrote him a check for $9,000, and the guy was acting like a big shot, you know, $9,000, a lot of money. Well, it doesn't matter how much they're paying. On average, insurance companies are shorting their claims by 30–40%. So yes, they might pay you $9,000, but what if I tell you that the job should be $14,000 or $15,000? Amount does not matter. Just because they wrote a check does not make them right, does not make them a good person or a good company. Paying for a claim, it's one thing, but paying enough, it's a different thing. But oftentimes, insurance companies will try to argue that, hey, I'm giving you this money and your contractor who is greedy wants more. Maybe it's you are the greedy one who does not want to pay enough in the first place, not the contractor, because I promise you, insurance companies will never overpay the claim and rarely will pay right away what they owe. So it is a fight. It's fair statement in medical field, in auto field, and for sure in home improvement field, because insurance companies know that every claim that they underpay $1,000 or $2,000 will save them millions on the back end. So just because they open the claim does not make them a good guys yet. As a matter of fact, maybe the opposite. They're trying to shorten it and they try to show you that, hey, we're giving you something, accept it. You don't have to accept that first offer.
And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you could be working out a way to pay for this yourself.
Number 3, denying overhead and profit. Man, oh man, we're tired of insurance companies denying overhead and profit. An insurance company will tell you that they don't owe roofing contractor overhead and profit because we don't have enough trades, and they'll give you 500 reasons why to. Did you know that insurance companies are using the same software for billing that contractors are using? But argument about overhead and profit is the stupidest argument. Pretty much they're telling, for example, roofing contractor that, hey, you're not entitled to overhead and profit because you only do one trade. So, okay, I have one trade. I'm still in business for one trade. I don't have to do siding. I don't have to do gutters. You're telling me I don't have overhead because I only have one trade? You're telling me I don't need to make profit because what? I'm not that important. I'm too profitable. You know how much money insurance companies are making, like State Farm or Allstate? 10%. You know, if they do $30 billion, they will profit $3 billion. Roofing contractors cannot say the same. Oftentimes, roofing contractors will profit 5–7%, not even 10. At the most, I've seen roofing contractors profited 15% at the end of the year. So if we do $5 million a year, we will be lucky to profit $500,000. A lot of times it's less. Why is that? Well, one of the reasons, because insurance companies are denying, and to make them pay, we have to go and incur more cost or starve and settle for jobs, because now you have to fight for 6–8 months to get overhead and profit because you have to be profitable. Insurance companies do know that they have upper hand in this game because cash flow is the biggest killer in small business, and we're the small business, they're the big business. If they say, okay, we're not gonna pay this guy for 6 months until he settles this case without overhead and profit, what do you think is gonna happen? You know, of course we're gonna settle, but it's a very, very dirty trick. Insurance companies are cheating you, cheating contractors all the time.
At State Farm, we actually get to know you. It's called service.
Number 4, asking you, the homeowner, to get 3 bids. One of the oldest tricks and one of the dirtiest one. Did you know that insurance company owes you what they owe you? In other words, is they have a software, and once they put the numbers in the software, the number just comes out. That number is not to negotiate. So if the number is $15,000, that's what they owe. And if you go and find someone to do it for less, someone who is maybe not licensed, maybe not as qualified to do the job, you know, chuck in the truck, you can definitely find someone less qualified or less expensive to do it, let's say for $10,000. What will happen for the remainder for $5,000? Well, you're not saving you, you're saving insurance company money. So when they have $15,000 to pay and they're asking you to get 3 bids, they're hoping that you're gonna go with the cheapest bid because they know they're not gonna be giving you the difference. You saving insurance company money and they're cheating you by pretty much tricking you, thinking that you're shopping for a better deal. Do you like to shop for cheaper deals? When you buy a car, do you always go for the cheapest car manufacturer? Do you always go for the cheapest grocery stores? This is your house, this is your roof, this is your siding. That's what majority of the claims are. Why are we shopping for the cheapest bids? Why not hire the most qualified, the best guy in town and have him deal with the insurance company?
This is gonna get tens and tens of views.
Number 5, this one is on the rise, opening their own companies to do the repairs, so-called managed repair programs. We see it happening in Florida, we see it in a few other states. What's happening is insurance companies getting smart. You know, they figure out how much they pay contractors, so they want to save on the transactions, on the claims. So instead of paying contractors their bills, they figured that they can start their own company and pretty much pay what they want to pay without the dispute, because you're not going to dispute with your left hand when the right hand is paying. The problem with it is huge conflict of interest. Pretty much insurance company is your warranty, if you will, and when something happens, you don't get to choose your contractor of choice, you have to choose their contractor of choice, and who knows if he is even qualified to do the work. So you don't get to pick the price, the materials. You know, if the job should be $20,000, but they're cheating you and installing $12,000 roof and calling it a day, calling it as good as before, what do you know? You know, you're paying them, they're replacing it, you know, it's a huge conflict of interest because you're not representing in the whole case. It's just like going to court when state is accusing you of something and state attorney is defending you. I mean, you want your lawyer, you want your contractor too when it comes to insurance claims.
People assume they can't afford great insurance, but State Farm has surprisingly great rates that fit any budget.
Number 6, not training adjuster properly. See it all the time. Average adjuster will go through 1 or 2 weeks of training and they call it a day, send him on a field. Why is it happening? Well, it's very easy. Trained adjuster will not miss items. One of the reasons so many claims are going underpaid is because adjusters are undertrained. You know, when adjuster have no knowledge about building exterior, when he doesn't know what flashing is, what ice and water is, like the Texas adjuster here in Minnesota who adjusted claim for my father-in-law, he did not know what ice and water is, and that's $1,000 item on $15,000 claim. That's why that claim started as a $9,000 claim. We have to submit the code accessories that we have to have here in Minnesota, and he didn't argue, but we had to educate him. So adjusters have to be trained, and insurance companies are not in business of training their adjusters to increase their claims. They want those claims to be as small as possible, and this is just the name of the game, the name of the cheating game.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
And the last one, number 7, throwing contractors under the bus. You see it all the time. We reacted to many stories here just to be fair and just to air both sides of the story. Contractors are not perfect. We have plenty of shady contractors, and I've made videos how contractors cheat. But insurance companies also are not angels, and they do a lot of shady stuff on their behalf. But what they're doing is they constantly throwing contractors under the bus. They're always accusing us of being the greediest, being the dirtiest, and we are always the scum artists. Well, not the case. I would argue that insurance companies commit way more insurance fraud than all contractors combined. Comment below if you agree with it. Comment below what else did I miss, because there is a lot of ways insurance companies cheat, and I did not want to point more than 7 points, but I probably could come up with 70, but I did not want to make 1-hour video. I want you to engage in comments. I want you to give it a like if you like this type of content. Share your story. I read all my comments and reply to them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.